maybe I should iron out my flag.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of IHazADream, and today we're going to be having an informative video where we're going to be discussing beard brushes. Now, if you want to talk about the differences and similarities between beard brushes and beard combs, I highly recommend you head over to the Facial Fuzz and check out his video, which I'll probably link somewhere over here, and listen to what he has to say, because he has talked immensely on the differences and similarities between beard brushes and beard combs and why you choose either or. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about beard brushes specifically. They're going to be talking about the handles and the bristles and choosing which one we think is the most appropriate for our use. Now, we all obviously know that Boars Bristle hair brushes are by far one of the best brushes for your beard. But some people can't use these bristles, including i.e. Muslims or vegans and vegetarians who refuse to use them because of the fact that the animals do go through abuse when they're getting their bristles. So let's get started. So, beard brushes. Let's talk about all the different kind of beard brushes that we can see. First, we're going to talk about the handles. So, as you can see in this first image that I popped up, this is a typical beard brush that looks very similar to your household hairbrush. As you can see, I have one lying around my house too, and it's very similar to this kind of brush where you have to use it from the side and work your way down. This of course has its own benefits, as these kind of brushes tend to be more useful for longer beards since you have more leverage working through all of the hairs. Of course, if you have a shorter beard, it doesn't really make much sense to own one of these kind of brushes. Moving on, we have your typical hand brushes. Now these brushes are the ones that actually fit into the palm of your hand, and you could use them to work through your hairs. This has its own benefit because of the fact that you now have more control over where you want your hair to go. Because now that you have all the force of your palm on that brush, you could definitely work through it. These tend to be more useful for short to medium sized beards, since the longer beards you're not going to really be able to get that leverage to go in and dig. You'd have to push from the back and go down, which also doesn't make much sense. You might want to go for the more levered beard brush. Moving on, we have your mustache brush. Now, these are very small. I know it looks similar to the one we saw in the first picture, but these are actually very small brushes that are meant specifically for your mustache. In fact, I actually have a mustache comb, which is very similar, but you could see the size of the comb is very small. And that is very similar to this. And this tends to be better for people who like to grow out their mustaches and want to maintain control over those hairs that are stray. Next, we have a special kind of brush over here. This is actually a buffalo horn brush. Now, this is the first of its kind. It's very unique. I've actually only seen one on a specific website, which I'll link down below if you guys are interested in this kind of unique stuff. But this brush is actually made of bullhorn. And the bristles that you see over here are not actually either boar's, horse, or synthetic, but it's actually buffalo hair, which makes this brush very unique. Now, the website claims that it works just as good or even better than a boar's or horse bristle brush, but I've never tried it out, so I don't really know. Now, the advantage of this is that you have a unique piece. This is something that you can put in your bathroom, you can put in your bag, whip it out, and people will look at you and be like, who is this guy? Who does he think he is that he gets to have this unique ass brush? And that would be you. Next, we have our small horsehair combs. Now, this is kind of depressing, but I did a lot of research into horsehair combs because I myself am a Muslim and I can't use the Boar Bristle brushes. So the horsehair combs sadly tend to come in these rounded comb, small sizes that you could have as you can see in a travel case because you could carry it around in you. They tend to be about the size of not even this mouse, but about the size of this pomade box. And you can see it's very small, but it would probably be about this size, and you could use it to work through, which would probably be more than enough if you have short to medium sized beards. But for longer beards, this would probably get kind of annoying. Luckily, I don't have that problem, so this is something I'll probably look into. So now that we finished the handles, let's talk about the bristles and the material in the handles. So the first thing I want to bring to your notice is the fact that I didn't include a plastic handle. Now, I did this for a good reason. While I did show you some of my household items having plastic design, I highly recommend against it for your beard. The reason behind this being that you want a wooden handle so that the wood can absorb all of the beard oil and oil from your face. Now, why would you want this? Some of you may think that this is gross. Well, actually, having the oil absorbed into wood is good for you because whenever you brush your beard, it's actually going to disperse that oil all over your beard. So you don't even have to apply beard oil sometimes, and you'll still be able to get the benefits of having a beard oil. Now, if you don't believe me, just look at your regular plastic combs. Whenever you brush your hair or your beard with a plastic comb, look at the surface and you will see the oil from your skin on the comb. Now, this oil can be absorbed into the wood of your beard brush, and that would actually help you disperse it all over your face, which is why I actually recommend getting a wooden handle, or supposedly the buffalo handle does the same thing, although it's made of buffalo horn, which I don't know how porous that material actually is, but they say on their website that it does have the similar capabilities of a wooden handle. Next, let's talk about the bristles. So, in all of these pictures, I actually have different kind of bristles. So in this picture right here, this is actually a boar bristle brush. Now, what are the benefits of a boar bristle brush? Well, Boars Bristle brushes actually tend to be stronger hairs that can dig deep into your beards. Now, some of you may think that it's too aggressive and may damage your face, but actually, since the hairs are made of keratin, much similar to the hairs that we have on our face, it actually doesn't tend to damage your hairs, and it actually reduces the static in your beard, allowing you to comb through it smoothly and glide through it effortlessly. Now, the good thing about Boar's bristles is the fact that they're very hard bristles, so they can dig deep. If you're looking for a different kind of bristle and you think that Boar's bristles might be too rough for you, you could actually move more towards the horse bristle brushes. Now, these tend to be a little more softer. However, I will give you a warning. The ones that are advertised as soft horse bristle brushes, kind of like the CanYouHandlebar.com brush that I have over here, aren't the best for your beard if you have a very nappy, rough, or long beard, because you're not going to be able to dig deep past the surface of your beard into the other hairs and detangle them. This is a problem if you have a longer beard, but if you have a smaller beard like me, who basically has no beard, or a medium-sized beard or a stubble, this would probably be what you're looking for. There's also the unique buffalo brush, which I had up over here, which they say that it's very similar to boars or horse, and they don't really tell you on the website how rough it is, but like I said, this is more of a collector's item. This is more of a unique piece if you really want to show off, and that's something you're looking into. So that is all for today's episode of I Has a Dream. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or want to give me any suggestions for any further YouTube videos, let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this content, please subscribe so I know that there is people out there actually watching my videos who are interested in what I have to say and I'm not wasting my time. Have a great day.
I know your baby never hurt nobody, but he got his ass smoked at that mustard party.